Hey everyone, I finished watching the next Ninja Storm episode, Return of Thunder Part 4, whichever one it is. It doesn't really need to be Part 4 of Return of Thunder. It doesn't have a lot of connection to the previous episodes. Really, the only connection it has is Blake and Hunter aren't sure yet if they want to join the Ninja Storm team, and Chubo was banished. That's about it for, like, dangling plot threads. But this is Ninja Storm. There's several episodes that contain serialized elements. I don't know why this specifically had to be the last part of this multi-parter. Like, it's not a big problem, it's just really weird. Why? And I'll talk about that later on. Anyway, plot. Hunter and Blake are still deciding whether or not to keep their powers. Up on Lothor's ship, Mara's upset because her goldfish died. Okay. And, and the weird thing is, I'm pretty sure they, like, were trying really hard to work around saying die or dead or something. I don't know why. It's a goldfish. Who cares? Well, Mara does, obviously, but whatever. Chubo goes up to the ship and steals Lothor's scroll of empowerment. Zurgane sees him and I guess just doesn't really care to do anything about it. Um, See, Cam is going over the Thunder Megazord's blueprints and can't figure out what this one specific piece is for. And then Hunter and Blake are heading out to Ninja Ops, and suddenly they're attacked by Chubo. Chubo opens up that box he has on his back. These arms shoot out, grab Blake and Hunter, suck them into the box, and they're in some other dimension. It's pretty cool. I like that. Let's see. So then Dustin finds their bikes out just on their own. And he's like, this is weird. So he calls the others. And then Cam locates Chubo in the woods, and we see Chubo, like, sitting down, and he's, like, meditating or something and doing those little ninja things. I don't know what they're called. Do those, like, ninja, like, hand things, do those have a name? They must have a name. There must be, like, a name for that. I know Naruto did those, but I didn't watch Naruto. I read some of the manga, but they never... Is it... I don't know, whatever. Moving on. Tangent. Let's see. Looking through my notes here. They jumped around a bit. Okay, so the Rangers take their cycles to go investigate. They meet up with Chubo. Chubo sends Kelzax after them. They defeat the Kelzax. Then they get a message from Cam telling them how to free Blake and Hunter. And so then they do. Basically just beat up Chubo a lot, knock the box off his back, and Blake and Hunter are free. They all team up against Chubo, and then Chubo reveals a new power. He zaps the Wind Rangers and is able to puppeteer control them. Huh. I guess he can do that now. So then the Rangers use willpower to break his control. Okay, so I guess it wasn't that good of a power. And then, as a last resort, Chubo uses the Scroll of Empowerment that he stole earlier on himself. He grows giant, Cam sends Zords, but Chubo's too powerful. But then, suddenly, Cam finds out the purpose of the Unknown Zord part. The Unknown Zord part is the Mini Zord. The Mini Zord is the key to combining the two Megazords. So the Mini Zord shoots up. I am Mini Zord, Thunder Megazord, Ninja Megazord, combine your powers, and then they fuse and Mini Zord becomes some pieces for them. And then with the new Megazord, they're able to defeat Chubo. Then up on Lothor's ship, it's revealed Chubo is still alive, but he's been shrunk down, and he's Mara's new pet. Sure, why not? And then the Thunder Rangers, meanwhile, tell the others that they've decided to keep their powers and join them as part of the Ninja Storm team. So, cool episode. I like this one. I liked it a lot better than the previous bunch of stupid Return of Thunder episodes. Not a fan. Like, they're still fun episodes, they're okay, but I'm glad that we're finally done with all that, because, man, it just felt like it was going on forever. Not a fan of that. Ninja Storm, like, from what I remember, like, and I'm pretty sure, like, some really good episodes are coming up. Let's see. Yeah. A lot of pretty decent episodes coming up. Oh, and we got Samurai's Journey, like, multi-parter that I actually like. Although the third part doesn't really need to be a part of the three-parter, whatever. Uh, uh, the weird thing with this episode, though, is the fact that, yeah, why is it number 4? And it made me wonder about, like, I was thinking about it earlier, there really isn't any reason to connect this one to the previous 3, since it's completely separate. The island isn't there anymore. The cold front thing, that's been completely forgotten about. The magic steam that was on the island, that's gone. Hunter and Blake aren't brainwashed anymore. They're a part of the team. So I was wondering, maybe, like, when this aired back on ABC Kids and whatever, maybe they, like, aired this as a special or something. Like, it says, 2 full hours of Power Rangers Ninja Storm or something. Or maybe it was like, 1 hour Return of Thunder special, and then the next week was another 1 hour or something. I don't know. Maybe something like that. Or maybe it was to have some consistency with episode titles on a home video release. At the time, that would have been a big deal. Like picking out which episodes get the home video release, because home video was still a really big thing at that point. I don't know, it's just a weird thing, and I'll probably never get an answer to why exactly Ninja Storm chose to have certain multi-parters that would just add on another part that didn't really need to be added. It's also weird because, like, I guess you could say that because there's still lingering plot threads from the previous episodes, but at the end of this one, Chubo is shrunk down, and from what I remember, doesn't he stay that way for a while? Like, at least for another episode, right? Or maybe I'm misremembering. I seem to remember Chubo stays Mara's pet for a while. So, yeah, if that's a plot thread that continues, then shouldn't then the next episode be called Return of Thunder Part 5? Whatever, moving on. Most of the episode is action, and it works really well. Chubo has a lot of really cool and creative abilities. I love when the arms shoot up out of the box. When Blake and Hunter are in the other dimensions, you see, like, he, like, bangs his staff down, and the staff grows giant and smashes down. His face grows giant and blows them away. And one of the really cool things is a bunch of that, and a lot of stuff from this episode was adapted into the Game Boy game for Ninja Storm. Yeah, there was a Ninja Storm Game Boy game, and it was really fun. I used to play it a lot. The Zord battle was really stupid. It had the dumbest controls. You couldn't, like, just fight the monster with the Megazord. You had to wait for button commands to come up from, let's see, the top, bottom, and side to side. And it was really weird, and it confused me and my cousin because we got the game, and it didn't have instructions with it. So we were like, okay, so what do we do with the Zord fight? So we wait for the button commands, like B, A, I don't remember what else they had, them together. And so we were like, okay, so press B when B shows up, but then that doesn't work, and we get punched by the monster. Okay, so, and eventually we figured out that, okay, so whatever direction the button command is coming from, we click the corresponding button, but the opposite directional button that in the direction that it's coming from. So, like, if it was to come from the top and it's B, press B, but press down. Or if it's coming from the left, right, right. I don't know. It's kind of disorienting looking at the little viewer on my camera because I think everything is reversed. Yeah, everything's reversed, so I think that's still gonna be left. Pretty sure. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, if it's A, left, then you press A, but right. Dumb controls for the Megazord levels, but the rest of the game was really fun, and once you do figure out the awkward controls to the Megazord fights, they're pretty easy. I was able to get through the whole game a couple of times, even on, like, normal and hard difficulty. Normally, though, I would just play easy. There's not really any difference. You still get, like, all the same levels, you fight all the same monsters, you get the same ending. There's not really any difference between the difficulty levels. so I'd usually set it to easy just because it's easier to zip through the early levels and get to the later ones. There were some really cool levels later on. So anyway, back to the actual episode. It's really cool they took elements from this episode specifically and built like entire obstacles in the video game all around things from just this episode. I thought that was really cool and creative. So, not really a whole lot else to say about it. One of the neat things is Mini-Zord. Mini-Zord is a really interesting thing because when I was a kid, I remember seeing this episode and I was like, oh, do the Zords talk now? When Mini-Zord comes up, it talks. It has a voice. And that blew me away, because I was not used to hearing the Zords talk. I'm still not. Prior to this, I'm trying to think, we've never seen the Zords talk. The closest, I think, is Animus, and I don't know if he really even counts, because he's not really a Zord, he's more of a god in the form of a Zord, or something. But yeah, I don't really consider Animus to be, like, a traditional, conventional Zord. And before that, I can't think of any Zords that, like, talk. There's Zords that communicate, like, the Lost Galaxy, Galactabeasts. They could make animal noises and kind of get points across to people. Cole could understand the Red Wild Zord. The other Wild Force Rangers could kind of connect and understand their Zords. The Q-Rex and Eric had some kind of a connection in Time Force. Magna Defender's Bullzord, or Torazord, could kind of communicate the same way the Galactabeasts could. I don't know, I'm trying really hard to think if there was ever a Zord that could talk, or, like, behave in a sentient way. I can't really think of too many. So anyway, Mini-Zord is a talking Zord, and I thought, wow, that's so cool. I wonder if he's gonna, like, join the Rangers as, like, as an ally, because, I mean, he's probably about the size of one of the Rangers. He's a mini-Zord. But no, he never shows up again. Or at least, I don't believe he does. Maybe he does, like, show up in stock footage of, like, the Zords combining or something. But I don't think he ever has, like, a substantial role to play after this. I don't remember him ever, like, showing up again in any major way. Can't really think of anything else to say about this one. It's a decent episode. I guess that's it for this one, so hope you enjoyed it. See ya.